beginning to roll as he showboats a bit and then lands a left hand to the body.
Here comes Inoue. That destructive, decisive power does it again.
Some knockouts shake the crowd. Naoya Inoue's knockouts silence it. Blinding speed, crippling power, clinical violence. You're not watching a boxer. You're witnessing a force of nature. This is Knockout Truth. Naoya Inoue doesn't just win fights. He finishes them with frightening efficiency. Born in Japan, this quiet assassin has built a legacy across multiple divisions. But it's not the belts that define him. It's the way he takes them. From his early days at light flyweight to becoming undisputed at bantamweight and now wreaking havoc at super bantamweight, Inoue has made one thing painfully clear: weight classes can't contain him. With footwork as sharp as his punches and timing that cuts through defenses like a scalpel, Inoue dissects world-class opponents as if they're tune-up fights. His knockouts aren't just sudden, they're calculated, brutal, and permanent. Let's break down the most iconic knockouts of Naoya Inoue's career. These aren't just wins, they're statements. Every punch tells a story, every KO changes history. Inoue versus Fulton, a masterclass at 122. Inoue had already conquered bantamweight, but some doubted if he could dominate at 122. Stephen Fulton was the litmus test, undefeated, slick, and holding two major belts. He was supposed to be the toughest opponent Inoue had faced. But from the opening bell, the gap in class was evident. Inoue's jab sliced through Fulton's guard like it wasn't there. His footwork kept him at angles Fulton couldn't read. And by the middle rounds, Inoue was hunting. The finish in round 8 was a surgical left hook, then a thunderous right that put Fulton on the canvas. Seconds later, another barrage forced the referee to step in. It wasn't just a win, it was a dismantling. And it sent a message. Inoue wasn't just rising in weight, he was taking over. Inoue versus Donaire 2, the monster unleashed. Their first meeting in 2019 was a fight of the year war, 12 brutal rounds. Inoue won, but he earned every inch of it. The rematch was expected to be another battle. What happened instead was a beatdown. Inoue came out sharp, landing clean jabs and timing Donaire's famed left hook. Then in round 1, he dropped the Filipino legend with a short right hand. That moment stunned the world, and it was only the beginning. Round 2 was a masterclass in finishing. Inoue stalked Donaire, hurting him with body shots and catching him repeatedly with clean rights. Another flurry, another crushing right, and it was over. Donaire, once thought impossible to stop early, was left dazed and defeated. This wasn't revenge. This was an exclamation mark. Inoue versus Rodriguez, 2 rounds to oblivion. Rodriguez came in undefeated, confident, the IBF champ. Many believed he had the tools to frustrate Inoue. Fast hands, good movement, and a strong amateur background. And for one round, he looked solid. Then came round 2. Inoue turned up the pressure and unleashed a body assault that would have broken most fighters. Rodriguez crumbled after a brutal left hook to the ribs. Moments later, another vicious combination, and he went down again. On the third knockdown, a right hand sealed the deal, and under 2 rounds, Inoue had unseated a champion and booked his place in the WBSS final. This was the moment many fans realized Inoue wasn't just elite, he was generational. Inoue versus Neri, down early, dominant late. It started with shock. In round 1, Luis Neri dropped Inoue with a sharp left, the first knockdown of Inoue's career. For a brief moment, fans worldwide held their breath. Has the monster finally met his match? Not even close. What followed was a brutal reminder of who Inoue is. He regained control almost immediately, using counterpunching and movement to nullify Neri's offense. By round 4, he was landing clean and often. And in round 6, he lowered the boom. A lightning-fast left hook landed flush and sent Inoue crashing down. He couldn't beat the count. Inoue had not only recovered from the early scare, he finished the fight with authority. From vulnerable to victorious, all in 6 rounds. Inoue versus Narvaez, a star is born. Narvaez had only 1 loss. He was 43-1-2, a veteran, a slick southpaw, and he had never been knocked out. But he had never faced Naoya Inoue. This was supposed to be Inoue testing the waters at junior bantamweight. Instead, he emptied them. He tore into Narvaez with a ferocity few expected from such a young champion. Body shots, headshots, combinations that seemed to come from everywhere. By round 2, Narvaez had hit the canvas 4 times. The fight was waved off. At just 21 years old, Inoue became a 2-division world champion and handed one of the most respected names in the division a brutal career-defining loss, a thunderous second-round knockout that not only shocked the boxing world, but also marked the arrival of a generational talent destined for greatness. Inoue versus Tapales, the road to undisputed. This was another legacy fight, a unification that would crown the first undisputed super bantamweight champion of the 4-belt era. Tapales was strong, rugged, and carried 2 belts, but against Inoue, he looked overmatched. The early rounds were a technical clinic. Inoue circled, jabbed, and landed clean combinations. Tapales had heart, but Inoue had answers. Every time Tapales tried to exchange, he paid for it. In round 10, the pressure finally broke him. A perfect right hand landed as Tapales leaned in, and down he went, crumpling to the canvas as the referee waved it off without a count. Inoue had done it again. 2 divisions, 2 undisputed reigns, a feat so rare. Only a handful of fighters in boxing history have ever achieved it. But none did it with the same ferocity, precision, and cold-blooded efficiency. Inoue didn't just win titles, he demolished champions, leaving no doubt, no controversy, and no survivors. There are great champions, and then there's Naoya Inoue. He doesn't just win, he annihilates. Legends, prospects, title holders, all fall the same way, quick, brutal, unavoidable. He's not just defeating opponents, he's dismantling careers, one flawless performance at a time. And he's not done. With every fight, every knockout, every belt collected, Inoue is not just building a resume, he's writing a legacy in fists and fury. A legacy forged in speed, timing, and power that feels almost supernatural. A legacy that transcends weight classes, continents, and eras. He's the kind of fighter that comes once in a generation, a rare mix of artistry and destruction, wrapped in calm intensity. So, the next time you hear someone ask who the most dangerous man in boxing is, there's only one name that comes with proof in the highlight reels, broken records, and silenced doubters. Naoya, the monster Inoue, the most feared man in the ring, and he's just getting started. Enjoyed the carnage? Then don't just scroll away. Hit that like button to show your support, subscribe to stay locked in, and smash the notification bell so you never miss the next brutal finish. Whether it's body shots that fold opponents or lightning-fast counters that end fights in a flash, Naoya Inoue delivers violence like no other. Did we miss your favorite Inoue knockout? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one. And if you're a true fan of elite-level destruction, you're in the right place. This is more than boxing. This is legacy, power, and precision on full display. So stick around, because the next monster moment is always just one punch away.